loves to talk, and today, nope, not talking about fragrances, you guys. It's online dating horrors or online dating app horrors. So I'm just picking up from where we left off. I have some more interesting stories. So if this is something you're interested in, please get you some snacks and let's get started. Okay, so the first one I'm going to start with, and I made my little notes. This one is Michelle May, young woman, 35, from Minnesota, out in Minnesota. Went missing, I believe it was in 2019. She ran into this guy, Joshua Emil Corjola. I believe they met off of Plenty of Fish, which I don't know if y'all know, I heard of it. And I have a story. I have a story, my own personal story. Okay, so Michelle May, 35, missing October the 3rd, 2019. Her ex-husband, her kids reported her missing. A friend finally told them that they knew that she was talking to a man, texting a man. All she knew, his name was Joshua. I think she gave them his address. The police went out there. I think they went looking, and October the 4th, they found her car. They didn't find her. Then they went back to his house on October the 15th, talked to him, and all he said was, yeah, I know her. We hooked up a couple times. That was it. Nothing else happened. And when he went through it, he saw a crawl space. He saw blood. And then he found Michelle May's body in that little crawl space. So the guy told him, once they arrested him, he says Emil Corjola tells the cop, hey, I had an overdose of ecstasy in the past, and I believe that I strangled a girl and she's missing. I don't know. I was trying to find any more updates on him, what became of him. Are on these dating sites, and the dating site was Plenty of Fish. And if I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere they have a high rating, allegedly, of bad behaviors, creeps, Okay, so my next one, let's move on. Bobby Short. Is that right? Bobby Scott. I'm thinking Bobby Short, the piano singer. Bobby Scott, 63. And the young man here in question, 20-year-old Michael Harris. All this went down in Florida. So the deal with this is that Mr. Bobby Scott, I want to say he was a player. I shouldn't say it, but yeah, basically. So what happened with him is that he was in an open relationship. It's that Michael Harris, the young man in question, has a history of posing as a gay prostitute and blackmailing and robbing the victims. Scott, the older gentleman, was in an open relationship with his spouse, who said they've been married since 2013. He sent his final text to his husband shortly before he died. Now on this one, they're not showing the app. They're not naming the app, but it was a dating app. So here what it was, this guy, Michael Harris, and I'm thinking of a well-known famous DJ, radio gospel DJ, Michael Harris, the young black guy. The guy do not look 20. Does he look 20 to you? He doesn't look it. So he said that when they found him 2 days later, driving this gentleman's car. And they asked him about it. And he said, oh, he let me borrow the car. So when they looked further, they found blood in the car. And then later on, they found Mr. Scott in the woods somewhere. He was passed. He had been hit with a blunt object, probably a piece of wood, and also a bottle. So this guy, I don't know if this guy, the young guy, Michael, if he was gay or what, or he was just posing. Again, this was his, I don't know if it was his hobby, his job, but this was the way for him to get money. I don't know. I didn't go in any further to look to see what they gave him, but all I know, dating app, and this looks to be something that, I don't know, I guess people are doing maybe to make money. I don't know, but it's scary. Okay, so these young gents here, two cousins. Good. Again, like I said in the previous video, most of these people are fairly attractive. Okay, so the younger guy, he's 18. His name is Mr. Lyons. And the other guy, I think it's 25 or 26. His name is Jamal. So what they did, these two cousins, Brandon Lyons, 18, Jamal Allen, 26. So Mr. Lyons, what he did, and I don't really like how the first title that I saw, this is from New York Post, says cousins luring men. Okay. And then in another post I read, it says something about young men luring Asian men. So, you know, I didn't really like, I don't know if the guys was purposely going after Asian guys or Asian men. I just think they was just creeps, jerks looking for money. So the older man, his name is Mr. Soliman. He's a nurse. He's a professional. He worked at St. Luke's Hospital in Houston. And the other younger guy, his name was Van Nguyen. He's 26. He was a student, nice looking guy, student at University of Houston, studying hotel management. So Lyons, the younger guy, went after Solomon, the older gentleman. So what he did, he, I think they said this happened, okay, this happened February 25th, 2017. Okay, so it happened a little bit ago. So what he did, Mr. Solomon, the older gentleman, the nurse, was found 5 miles from his house by a jogger walking his dog. And I don't know how the guy Lyons was linked to him, but he was linked to Mr. Solomon. And then his little cousin, or should I say the older cousin, the bald dude here, he's nice looking. He's linked to the young guy, the little hotel management student. They found him with the guy's credit card. So he had Mr. Nguyen's credit card. And he was still, at that time, he was still on the loose. So I don't know if they caught them. I'm trying to see if they named the dating app that they were on. It just said a pair of Texas cousins used a dating app to lure at least one man to his death. So Van Nguyen, 26. Van Nguyen is still missing, you guys. They don't know where he's at. They said he had a job interview in Florida. No telling. Newell, nice looking, attractive older lady. This happened, I don't know exactly when it happened, but they did I think did a movie, a documentary about her. Debra Newell, rich lady. This happened in this happened in 2014. Okay. So Debra Newell, 59, wealthy Newport Beach socialite, interior designer, self-made woman. Okay, she met her. You know what? I don't see that dating site on TV anymore. It's called Our Time Dating Site. I did hear about it. Our Time Dating Site. So she's met this dude, John Meehan. He's 55 and she was 59. He's 6'2". He told he was a doctor, anesthesiologist, working for Doctors on Border. They met after they got married after 2 months. Okay, hey, you know, I mean, I know they middle age. That's too early to marry somebody you just met. Make a long story short, she started noticing some things about him. He was Ellie trying to get her away from her kids, causing drama, just stirring up stuff. So looks like after 2 years in 2016, he used a knife and he attacked her youngest daughter named Tara, Terra. They're not showing a picture of her daughter. And the daughter fought back. I don't know how old she was, but she fought his butt back. She stabbed him. She stabbed him. She got him. He died 2 days later. And what they're saying, this is called love bomb. I ain't never heard of love bomb. What it is manipulation by overpowering someone with loving words and actions and behavior, coercive control, micromanaging someone's life to make them dependent on you and have control over them. And I've heard of a lot of cases like that. I've heard of that happening to a lot of people. We were laughing. I say we, I'm not going to name who, but we were looking and laughing. So this other one is happened in St. Louis. These are two guys. Well, I don't know. They were meeting their victims on another dating app. Their names, let's see what's the name here. Again, attractive people, you know. Okay, police are calling, let's see, premeditated attack carried out using dating app. A male victim, 44, met two suspects through a dating app and brought them back to his home. You do not meet someone that 5 minutes one day ago, and I'll tell you a story about a lady I knew. I'm not even call her a friend because we got into it, but she would meet dudes on the weekend or at McDonald's or Kmart and bring them back to her home and have the nerves to come back Monday and tell us girls, we were in a little typing pool, tell us about her little activities. And especially telling these to the seniors, because we had 3 little senior ladies in their 70s and late 60s telling these stories to these little old women. Okay, so here it says, so when he brought these people back, James Jackson, 26, the alleged shooter, shot him in his lung, and then Kevin Tompkins, the 23-year-old, was charged. They was on a $500,000 bond. So the 23-year-old, again, both look, is this one right here, and then this is the other one. Nice looking. To me, I think they're nice looking. You don't have to do that. I mean, people, you do not have to do that. It's too many jobs out here, people. It's too many jobs. Okay, so the next one is really creepy. Anaheim man admits to having sex with a 12-year-old he met on Tinder. Again, nice looking guy. You know, he looks like a regular guy to me. I would have never suspected. And my next question, like I said with the other case, the other story, what is a 12-year-old doing? When I was 12 years old, trying to think, what was I doing at 12? What were we doing? Playing Barbie, playing hide and seek, playing hopscotch. Was not thinking about dudes or grown men or trying to get, you know what I'm saying? So this dude here, Orange County, so that's California. He met her on Tinder, dating app. Sean Rickard, R-I-C-K-R-R-D, 22 of Anaheim, pled guilty for unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor. This man took a child innocence away, you guys. He gets 16 months in jail. 12-year-old innocent baby. He gets 16 months in jail. I don't understand that. I don't. Okay. I don't know. Maybe he knows somebody. Okay, the next person. Moving on. This woman here, Valerie Rosario, 22 years old, lured a man 24 to her Bronx apartment. Pretty girl. You know, could be anybody's daughter, niece, cousin, co-worker. They're not showing the guy's picture. They're not giving his name because he's embarrassed that he fell for the okie dokie. But then, you know, he's a dude. What do men do when they see a pretty girl? And I don't care if she's what color she is, or he has a dad that's in his life, you know. But he was telling me. And he said, well, ain't a dude don't care what a chick does. You know, she could be counting toothpicks. I'm like, what? I tell you, the youngest, he's 22. Okay, so New York City woman, 22 years old. Same age pretty much with my nephew. Lured date she met on Instagram to Bronx apartment where he was tortured and covered in flammable liquid for $100,000 ransom while his brother watched on FaceTime. Golly, this chick here was cold. Cops found him barely conscious 24 hours later in back of a van. Okay, this happened February the 7th. Y'all, this is recent. This is not 2017. This happened in this just happened this year. She had two guys, and one of them had to be her boyfriend. They said he was barely breathing and unconscious. Rosario, who lives in a Manhattan Lower East Side with her mom and brother, allegedly set up the honey trap scheme on Instagram and convinced a complete stranger to come to an ad. 1 a.m. ain't nothing goes on, nothing good happening at 1 a.m. She allegedly picked out the victim after noticing that he would often flash money on his personal Instagram account and suggested they hook up. But it quickly turned into the date from hell as the man was tied up and gagged while his kidnappers forced him to call his brother to pony up $100,000 in ransom money to secure his release. So she's going through Instagram accounts looking at dudes who's flashing money. Wow. Oh, okay, so that little girl is a black widow. Okay, our next creep. Man claims, gosh. Man claims person he met on a dating app. Boy, y'all on the dating app. I think this was Tinder. App called Jacked Up. Jacked, Jack, comma D, not comma D, the little dash D, Jacked. This happened, I believe, November 2018. So let me get to this. He claims that his one-time date is behind bars, and he's speaking out to empower any other victims. He said this: he told me that I need to choose which blade I'm going to die with, said the Roseville man. He only wanted to be identified as James. There was a dagger. There was a serrated knife. Thursday, James recalled the frightening moments he says he endured the Sacramento home of the 29-year-old Willie Carter on January the 31st. After meeting through Carter's profile, Jacked Up, dating. I ain't never heard of jacked up. James said he and Carter texted and video chatted for months. So, I mean, he did the right thing. They do say tell people don't meet right away, you know, talk, chat. So he said they finally decided to meet up for the first time at the dude's apartment, at I guess the aggressor apartment. He claims their late night in-person chat had turned into kissing, and then Carter knocked him over with some water, or knocked a glass of water over that got him irate. After that, he refused my offer, I guess, to clean up. Carter is now in jail for terror. So the pants were off. He ripped off my pants, tell me that I'm not going anywhere. That's what the victim, James, said. According to James, he stated Carter started apologizing, but when he saw a chance to escape, when Carter reached for his cigarette, he pulled on his shredded pants and bolted out the patio door. They say here that Willie Carter, that he's done this before, and the last person, looked like the last person didn't get away. He said there actually is a second victim. The second victim is another man from the same month. He attacked another man. Woo, you guys. Boy, if you're not scared, you need to be scared, okay? Okay, the next one is also pretty sad. Man meets woman on dating app. This young lady, well, she's a middle-aged lady, 41-year-old lady. This happened in Henderson, a suburb of Las Vegas. She met a dude, let me see. Okay, her name is, oh gosh. Julienne Kellner. Her name is Julienne Kellner. She recently moved to Las Vegas. Now they say 42. 42, he's 39. Victor Crisan, Crisan, 39, met on the dating site Plenty of Fish. Her son named Brandon said that she went missing July 2nd, 2019. No, they last saw her June the 28th. Her roommate reported her missing a few days on July the 2nd. Golly. The son last saw her. She has 3 kids, 1 son and 2 daughters. So she really went missing in June 28th, but they didn't report her missing until July the 2nd. Okay, I'm not seeing a picture of this creep, Victor. So what they're saying here is that she met him on the dating app. The site has been around since 2003. So when they met, after much delay, the police finally located her vehicle with her cell phone on June the 30th near the apartment. That's weird. Where Crisan may or may not have lived. Police conducted a welfare check. Okay, so they found the car June the 30th, but they didn't do a welfare check to this man's place until July the 10th, and that's when they discovered a man and a woman. So he shot her in the chest and shot himself in the head. I wish they would have shown a picture of him. I was trying to find a picture of him. I couldn't find anything. So this man knew this woman who looks like she was getting herself together. She's they knew him 1 month. One month, man took this woman's life. Julienne Kellner. Okay, so all these people, like I said, they're good looking. You know, most of the ones I'm seeing, they're not no ugly person. You know, no weird creep. Pennsylvania man young guy, Mauricio Guerrero, 20 years old, drove 400 miles. You got dudes, I mean, that won't drive 20 miles to go on a date, take a woman to a date. This fool, yeah, I'm calling him a fool, creep, drove 400 miles to Somersworth, New Hampshire. So, Pennsylvania man accused of hiding in the attic of a woman he met on OnlyFans, recording her. So, what he did, 20 years old, buddy, you got your whole life up. I mean, a little young dude, 20 years old, I mean, it's more women than men. So, right now, we're looking at the average man can have like 5 to 6 women per average man. Why are you hung up on one woman? So, let me stop my little talking. So the woman is saying that she lived with her mom and her child. They didn't say her age, but this also happened recently. This happened this year. February the 9th, 2022. So what happened here is that she said that she got up in the middle of the night and saw somebody in the hallway. This happened at 4:40 a.m. The police arrested him February the 9th. He had been basically living or staying in her attic and they didn't even know. She said that underwear was missing. Her keys had been moved around. The windows had been unlocked. Just different stuff was going on. She said when they did finally arrest him, that she knew him, that he had started off being a nice guy initially, and then he started being pushy. And then she said that he started just sleeping or just hanging out in her driveway. What was she saying? In her driveway, hanging out, just sitting in his car. Well, I would have called the police then. Then she tells the cops that something about, police say that Guerrero's personal items, they found a tracking device. So he was planning to put a tracking device in her car, but I'm trying to see where she's saying, okay, OnlyFans, okay, really? She's saying that she knew him and that she gave him her address because he wanted to buy her a television and a fireplace. Really? Really? Okay. So, he'd been stealing her underwear, blah, blah, blah. He faces 4 felony counts of burglary, $2,500 cash bail. That's why we got all these psychos out. Why would you give him a $2,500 cash bail? Yeah, he looks young and innocent and squeaky clean, but that be the ones that really be young, fresh face, innocent, squeaky clean. Fans, y'all remember the other young lady, Miss Mercedes Moore from Houston, and the dude, what was his name, Kevin Ocorto, drove away from Florida to Houston and stalked this woman. This sounds like the same thing, but they said that with Miss Mercedes, she didn't know the guy. She did not give him her address. She wasn't expecting him. But this other girl, she gave this Guerrero dude her address. If you're OnlyFans, these ladies make a lot of money. You can buy your own TV and fireplace. You didn't need his little funky TV and fireplace. Hey, that's just my little choice of words. I mean, really. So, hey, you guys, if you know some stories, if you heard some stories, do share. Do leave that plenty of fish alone. Plenty of fish. They're telling y'all go on these dates from Tinder, Grindr, Bumble, Hinge, Nextdoor. Bring you someone, bring your friend with you, let them know where you're at, take a picture of the date, take a picture of their car, something, you guys. Again, thank you for joining me at Maria Luster.